Rude, easy, good. Yeah. You take it easy. Momentum. It's all about momentum.
Ever since I can remember, I've had this undying urge to travel, like an unbound spirit within me, constantly urging me to explore new places. Every journey needs a companion. I had two. My customized Scorpio getaway named Super Milo that incorporated a heavy-duty modification wish list. And my friend Swati, who took time off from her daughter and law practice to join me. We were in the middle of an exciting and adventurous road trip to Ladakh. The plan was to drive up via Manali and head back down via Kargil and Srinagar. We started our journey from Chandigarh. From there, we drove through Manali, Jispa, Sarchu, Pang and the More Plains while traversing the tricky passes of Rohtang, Baralachala, Nakila and Lachungla. Finally, we reached our destination, Sokar. Our next stop is Leh.
Right goes to Leh and left goes back towards Pang via More Plains. What do we take?
I know what's coming.
And we can go and do some off-roading.
I know what's coming.
We cross the More Plains at night and you miss the beauty and the splendor. Come on.
Yeah,
Okay.
off-roading and let's go back, right?
Half an hour. Whatever comes earlier.
Okay.
More Plains is a plateau at a height of 16,000 feet that stretches 40 kilometers till the base of Taglangla. Flanked by stunning mountains on either side, the beautifully tarred road through More Plains is a welcome break for drivers. Equally inviting to drive on are the almost perfectly flat lands on either side of the road. Needless to say, that's exactly what we did.
Cross over now.
Oh, I think that poor guy needs a lift. Okay, wait.
When you're stopping?
Yeah. हाँ जी, कहाँ जाएंगे?
सोकर जाने।
सोकर से तो हम आए हैं। चलिए, आप बैठिए।
जी सर।
हम आपको सोकर का टर्न ऑफ पॉइंट है ना?
जी सर।
वहाँ तक हम आपको छोड़ देंगे।
हाँ जी सर।
तो आप कहाँ से आ रहे हो?
हाँ, गाँव से आ रहा है सर।
क्या नाम है आपका?
लुंटुप जात्सो।
लुंटुप?
जात्सो।
जात्सो।
जी सर।
जूले।
जूले सर।
Nomads of this region are considered to be originally of Tibetan origin, though their ethnicity now seems a bit mixed. These nomads are probably the only ones who, in search of pasture for their animals, inhabit the desolate wilderness of these plains from time to time.
बढ़िया है। जूले।
Jule.
Having dropped our nomad friend who was heading to Sokar at Debring from where the road forks to Taglangla, we got back to our journey. As we started ascending towards Taglangla, I was amazed at how good the road was and said a mental prayer of gratitude to BRO. At 17,582 feet, Taglangla is believed to be the second highest motorable pass in the world.
So, we're on top of Taglangla.
Yay! Oh yeah. Zero with wind speed at 30.
Excuse me, can you take a picture for us, please?
I was totally at home after crossing Taglangla, as I was back in my childhood playground and knew the area from here onwards like the back of my hand.
First visuals of Leh town. So we're here in pretty good time, I think, considering we went to play on the More Plains
Feels good after 3 days journey to be here.
and having a hot bath.
Shambhala Hotel was a welcome sight. Owned by my friends, the Narbus, I had spent every trip of mine to Ladakh staying here. We decided to take a day off and rest in Leh. It was important that we did not exert ourselves too much. Often at high altitudes, travelers are prone to mountain sickness since the oxygen level dropped significantly due to low barometric pressure. So a break seemed like a good idea. Both Swati and I are runners and enjoy running marathons. When we heard about the Ladakh Marathon scheduled for the next day, we enthusiastically signed up.
There are 3 categories which starts from Shanti Stupa, the full, half and the 7 kilometers. The 7 kilometers is more of a participation run and Ladakh run for fun. Entire Himalayan region, we don't have any sporting event which is so big. At this altitude, there are very few marathon which is so popular and becoming so big. It's the 3rd year, we'll be having 3,000 runners. There's no other marathon like Ladakh Marathon.
Running is the happiest I feel. Rather, the feeling after running is the best feeling I get in the whole day. And participating in an event like this, I mean, obviously, we're not competing, we're not professional athletes, but just to compete and be part of such a big bunch of people, I think is feeling of belonging that you get is amazing. We have a lot of fun stuff planned for today. We're going to go kayaking and rafting, depending on which is available. And Swati has water phobia.
The Indus is one of the 7 prime sacred rivers in India and is the lifeline of Ladakh. It, along with its tributaries, accounts for almost all the vegetation in this cold mountain desert. It originates in Tibet near Lake Mansarovar, enters Ladakh at Damchok and exits near Batalik where it flows towards Gilgit in Pakistan.
Are you sure you want to do this?
Well, I have to try it sometime. मैंने kayak किया है, लेकिन lakes में किया है और समुंदर में lagoons में किया है. ऐसा एक दिशा में पानी जा रहा है नहीं किया है, तो हो जाएगा?
हो जाएगा।
सेफ है?
सेफ है, लाइफ जैकेट, हेलमेट सब।
और अगर बह गई तो?
आपके साथ एक और काyak जाएगा सेफ्टी के लिए।
पर वो अपने आप को बचाएगा या इनको बचाएगा?
Indus has some great whitewater rafting, even though the river at this time of the year has lesser water and rapids are very mild, if not non-existent.
ये क्या हो रहा है? It looks like there isn't a current, but rowing against the current is a bit scary because I know if I get caught in the white water, I'm going to reach Pakistan. Swati! You're going to fall! Swati, quiet! Hold on. Forward!
I don't know what just happened, but I'm glad I'm back here. I'm breathing. I'm alive.
This just seemed like a picnic, but I'm glad that Swati water phobia situation got sorted. Next is I'm going to take her around Leh town, starting with a walk up the Shanti Stupa.
I don't know what to do with this girl anymore.
Shanti Stupa is situated on Changspa Hill at a height of almost 14,000 feet. It is the highest point in the Leh area and gives a perfect bird's eye view of the entire city. Built in 1991 by Japanese and Ladakhi Buddhists as a symbol of peace and universal harmony and to commemorate 2,500 years of Buddhism, the stupa is a major tourist attraction.
So what next?
We'll go around Leh town and I'll show you my old school.
Oh, you studied here?
Yes, for 2 years.
So I'm sure you know lots of people since then, I mean, out here.
Not really, because I've changed 14 schools and I've ended up keeping in touch with so many of my friends.
But what I feel is that childhood friends are no one else will replace. Those best friends, and those
Yes, BFF.
BFF and fast friends.
There was a girl called Padma. She was a Ladakhi girl. She had light eyes and a very prominent jawline.
And you didn't try and meet her, nothing. All these years that you've been coming here, Gul.
Just one of those things.
Let's go and look for her.
Kahan yaar, Swati?
Why not?
How? Have you seen the size of this?
It's just this. And we are out on an adventure. What bigger adventure than finding somebody?
But Swati was relentless and insisted we find Padma. I knew it was highly improbable, if not impossible, to find someone after such a long time. But Swati had been indulging me all along. I thought it wouldn't hurt to indulge her just this once. So I called up my friend, Mr. Wangchuk.
Hello? Mr. Wangchuk. Calcutta. Julie!
We spent the day indulging in tourist activities for a change. I took Swati around town. She shopped for local memorabilia and we had our first relaxing meal of the trip so far.
Your friend Mr. Wangchuk hasn't called. I think that was a shot in the dark. Needle in a haystack. Dear.
At least we tried, no? We took a chance, it didn't work out.
Chalo.
That's life, right?
We're off tomorrow. We go to Khardungla and we... Hello? I'm good, Mr. Wangchuk. How are you? Same Padma. Kiwi Le wali Padma.
There you go.
88, 89 se.
Needle in haystack.
Wow.
What was that? Tell me.
Thank you, Mr. Wangchuk.
I told you.
Hello, Padma. Yes. How are you? कैसे हो आप? ठीक. आप तो सेम दिखते हो. जब स्कूल में थी मैं आपसे छोटी थी. आपको याद है? आप सबसे लंबे थे क्लास में. मैं बुढ़ी हो गई.
She's a traveler. And this was so different for her. She just said she's never felt this before. So I'm glad I could do it and it worked.
ये वांगचुक जी नहीं होते तो हम नहीं मिल पाते. स्वाति का आइडिया था. अच्छा. She said कि आपका फ्रेंड है यहाँ पे. Why don't you try and meet? आपका नाम मुझे कुछ रह जाता है ना कि कोई कारण होता है कि आपको किसी का नाम याद रहता है.
मुझे बिल्कुल याद है. बोलिए डिम्पल भी याद है मुझे.
I don't know. I just remembered my childhood friends because even I went to a boarding school. So looking at the two of them, I was imagining my own friends, and that's why I was getting a little emotional.
गुड़गुड़ चाय. Oh, 1 rupee का 10 orange toffees मिलता था.
And as far as Facebook and this whole virtual friendship is concerned, it doesn't really exist in the real world. I mean, it's 1 out of 100 that you will really meet in real life and click. Like I said, childhood friends are unmatchable.
Thank you so much. Can you take a JPEG for us, please? I don't think I would have ever made the move proactively. Thank you. I'm definitely going to repay you.
Repay me.
Yes. How?
Normally, a trip as far into the Nubra Valley as Hundar needs a night halt. However, since we were on a tight schedule, we planned to do a day trip. Khardungla Pass is about 40 kilometers from Leh, and at 18,400 feet, most record books call it the highest motorable pass in the world.
Actually, this time, the roads have been so good that even Barlacha didn't feel bad. And Taglagla felt great, actually.
Yeah.
Apart from having immense geographical importance as it connects the Indus Valley to the Nubra and Shyok valleys, Khardungla has historical importance as it lies on the ancient Silk Route from Leh to Khasgar in Central Asia. As many as 10,000 horses plied this route annually. The traditional trade caravan carried silk across this east-west highway, hence giving it the name the Silk Route.
The thing with driving in snow is, especially the kind that we're on, is that there's a possibility you can lose traction. And if it looks like we're losing traction, we're going to shift to 4-wheel high. So all the 4 wheels have power and greater traction. And only if it looks like we're still losing traction, we will need to put snow chains so that the power that the wheels are getting is augmented by additional grip which the snow chains will provide. And of course, there's no overtaking ever in these conditions. It's really coming down heavy, Swati. You've really and we are losing a bit of traction. A bit. So here we are on the highest motorable road in the world. Even though it's snowing, temperature is 3 degrees and wind varying from 10 kilometers per hour to 5 kilometers per hour. How did you like your return gift or treat?
I love it. This is the maximum snow I've seen in my life.
Your
I've been
life.
telling you since day one.
Now go make a snowman. No?
I know what to make.
After a brief stop at Khardungla, we set off for Hundar. As we started our descent, the sun came out in full force, forcing us to remove all our layers.
So these, madam, are the mighty dunes of Hundar, and we are going to go dune bashing today.
Thanks for adding a new word to my vocabulary, but what exactly is it?
Dune bashing is just exploring and having fun in the dunes. Riding on the dunes is all about flotation, and that is achieved by reducing tire pressure to 15 psi. It's just a little different from conventional off-roading. Dude, this is too much! Guys, stop it! Momentum, it's all about momentum.
Swati was beginning to enjoy the fun we were having, thanks to the capability of the Mahindra Scorpio.
Dune bashing in Ladakh is a whole new experience.
Who could have imagined?
Look at those
That's what, yeah.
double-humped camels.
Oh,
The Bactrian double-humped camels that came to India and Ladakh via the Silk Route, and they're coming straight for us. I'm trying all animal sounds I know.
For most tourists, the Bactrian double-humped camels are the main attraction of Nubra Valley. Originally from Bactria in Central Asia, these camels have a high degree of tolerance for cold, drought, and high altitudes. They were used extensively as pack animals by traders of the Silk Route. After the closure of the Silk Route, it is believed that some of these camels were let off into the wild, and that's how these are today found in Hundar. However, in recent times, they have been domesticated and are used to give rides to tourists.
I think this whole journey for me has been first time for so many things.
But the thing that I keep telling myself is to be flexible when you're on the road, because when you're on the road, the idea is to enjoy the journey and not worry too much about the destination.
The next day, we set out to Lukung on the banks of the Pingongso. Getting out of Leh, we found the road to be lined at places with wide walls topped with flat stones that had inscriptions on them. These stones or tablets are known as money stones, and most have inscribed on them the Tibetan and Ladakhi Buddhist prayer, Om Mane Padme Om, which loosely translates into Hail to the jewel in the lotus. These stones are intentionally placed along roads and rivers as an offering to the spirits.
Today we're going to Pingongso. This place is so beautiful. I just want to soak it in. In fact, I want us to witness the divinity of nature in its purest form. It's exquisite.
Wow, girl, you almost sound poetic today, huh?
Wait till you see this place.
I'm so excited to see it now.
Let's go.
At Karu, we turned left towards Shakti and Durbuk before starting the climb to Changla. As soon as we began the climb to Changla, I noticed Swati showing faint signs of AMS.
No, my stomach's starting to hurt.
For the first time in so many days, we got stuck due to a landslide. With space just wide enough to let one vehicle pass by, a bit of bad timing results in getting stuck. So it's important to keep an eye out in the distance for oncoming vehicles. This especially comes in handy when faced by an army convoy that is coming from the opposite direction.
क्या हो रहा है?
अरे थोड़ा रोड काम हो रहा है।
तो इससे पहले लैंडस्लाइड हुआ था?
हाँ वहाँ पे थोड़ा सा हुआ था तो हो गया ना, साफ हो गया।
अच्छा, टाइम कितना लगेगा खोलने में? ठीक है, okay. And I can sense why you're probably feeling a little unwell. Because this is clearly the toughest climb for two reasons. One, as you can see, there's a lot of loose rock on the left and the right. And two, the condition of the road is very bad.
Changla Pass is considered to be the third highest motorable pass in the world, and it is the main gateway to the Changthang Plateau.
Ooh, Swati, check this out. Ramna, come on. Come on.
And to add to the history of this place, soon it will be known as the place where my co-traveler let her germophobic guard down and actually chewed an icicle that I broke off from the hand railing. Similar to our experience at Khardungla, as we started our descent to Tangse, the climate changed dramatically.
It's a lovely terrain, good. It's Hampi meets the Grand Canyon, meets Rajasthan, meets the Deccan Plateau. It's just like so many things. Absolutely.
Marmots are large, oversized ground squirrels living in this treeless, harsh terrain. The Himalayan marmot lives in colonies of varying sizes, from 4 to 40, in deep burrows that can keep them warm even in sub-zero temperatures. In winter, they go into hibernation. Over the years, marmots seem to have become human-friendly and can be seen freely roaming around, oblivious of our prying eyes. The Pingongso is a beautiful saltwater ocean-like lake that spreads 5 kilometers wide at its broadest and about 134 kilometers long, with about 60% extending into Tibet. A perfect end to this journey was setting up camp in daylight and having time at hand to relax and take in the beauty of Pingongso. The second leg of our journey ended rather well. Things did go according to plan for a change. Tomorrow is another day and another adventure awaits us.